Hey guys, girls and blokes. That's a little shout out to Andy in England. And yes, I can say blokes because we say blokes in South Africa. And for you people out there that always wonder about my accent, yes, it is South African. I've lived in America for 13 years, so my accent is all over the place. Sometimes I say words more American, sometimes I say it more like a South African. So I cannot help it. I just wanted to clear that up again, just so you guys know. Okay, it's my UFC 124 predictions. I actually didn't think I'd be able to do it because my throat is killing me. I'm sick. And my camera wasn't working, but now it is. Yay! So, first prediction is GSP versus Josh Koscheck. And I always laugh because, you know, I watch the commercials on Spike and they're hyping this fight up and, like, they have Rihanna, like, playing in the background. And it's just funny because, I mean, we know how the first fight went. And I mean, I'm excited for this fight, but I love it how they hype up all the different UFC fights, like it's never happened again, or, you know, like it's never happened before, or something like that. I don't know, that's just my little tidbit in there. But, you know, GSP has amazing wrestling. His timing is phenomenal. You plant your feet, you're ready to punch, and he just comes at you. And I think Koscheck was very surprised in their first fight how easily GSP took him down. I don't think he was really thinking about that. I don't know, maybe he was. I definitely think the wrestling there was the key to winning this fight, and GSP has, you know, the best wrestling in MMA, but Koscheck has, you know, he's a phenomenal wrestler too, and he has one of the best double leg takedowns in MMA. He's just super fast. I think that in this fight, Koscheck needs to come out and he needs to be first, take GSP down, put him on his back, and, you know, use that effective ground and pound that's worked in other fights. Both fighters can end this fight in a single punch, but I think GSP is going to take it. I'm going with GSP by decision because I think that if this fight, you know, goes all 5 rounds, I think GSP is going to come out on top. Sorry, my voice is killing me. Yeah, I'm going to go with GSP by decision. Next prediction is Stefan Struve versus Sean McCorkle. And those of you that frequent the underground, MA.TV, mixedmartialarts.com, however you like to say it, Sean is a frequent poster on the message boards there, and he finally got his UFC shot. He's fighting Stefan Struve, who's a, you know, monster of a guy, 6'7". I don't know if McCorkle has fought anyone that tall, could be mistaken, but Stefan is definitely a beast. Both these guys have a bunch of first round stoppages, excuse me, and I think it's going to be a really exciting fight. I'm excited for it, and I'm going to go with McCorkle by TKO. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I'm excited for this fight. Next prediction is Joe Stevenson versus Matt Danzig, and I know Joe Stevenson watches these videos because he got mad at me that I picked Kenny Florian over him. And so I know he watched or does watch my prediction videos, and I know he may or may not kill me in the future. So, you know, you guys know my dilemma between fighters. I addressed it in my last prediction video between Joe Lozano and George Soteropoulos. But you know what? No BS, feelings aside, I'm picking Joe. I think that he's going to take this. I would love to see Mac win because I want to see him, like, you know, do well in the UFC. And I want him to be cut. And I think he needs this win, you know, to stay in the UFC. I think that Joe Stevenson is the better grappler and the striker, and I think it's probably going to go to decision. I'm going to go with Joe Stevenson by decision. And I just wish these guys weren't fighting each other because I would love to, like I said, love to see Mac win. But going with Joe Stevenson because I think he will, and I want Joe to win as well. So I'm going with Joe Stevenson by decision. So see, Joe, I'm picking you. I'm picking you in this prediction. I think that the only one time I didn't pick you was against Kenny Florian. That was it. I'm picking you now. Next prediction. My voice is only going to get sexier as this prediction video goes on. Next prediction is Jim Miller versus Charles Oliveira, and if you guys have been watching my prediction videos, you know that I always pick Jim. I think I've always picked him to win, except in the Gray Maynard fight. So Mr. Jim, you've won 5 in a row in the UFC, but it saddens me to say I'm going to go with Oliveira in this fight. You know, Jim hasn't really been stopped, and I think at 155 the person to do it is Charles Oliveira. Out of respect to Miller's, you know, toughness and grappling ability, I don't think that Charles will be able to get like a TKO or submission. So I'm going to go with Oliveira by decision. But I think he's going to do it. This is kind of like my little surprise pick. Because everyone always says I go with favorites, but I don't believe that Charles is a favorite, so I'm going to go with him by decision. Last prediction is Thiago Alves versus John Howard. And if you are ever walking down a lonely street in the middle of the night and a guy comes by with a big tattoo on his head and goes by the name Doomsday, you run. You run really fast because he's a scary dude. And this is an excellent matchup. Super excited for this. You know, Howard is finally going to be making a name for himself. You know, he has good grappling skills. I don't know how well he'd be able to utilize them, because looking at the Fitch-Alves fight, Fitch had a hard time keeping Alves down, and I don't think anyone besides GSP or Fitch can be able to do it. I do think that this fight's going to stay standing, and that for the most part it's going to stay standing, and that punches are gonna fly. It's gonna be interesting. I'm going with Alves by TKO because it's a safe bet on paper. I think Howard is underestimated in this fight, and I definitely think that he could take it. But I'm going with Alves by TKO. And now I'm going back to bed.